Uh,
Okay, so archaeology students are assigned a project comparing world civilizations during the Bronze Age. Students are to write a short narrative and create a diorama that illustrates what life was like at that time in the assigned area of the world. The educator provides students with a grading rubric and makes the project due in 4 weeks, which two modifications would enable the learning activity to meet the requirement of the level 4 of self-regulation. Choose two. So before we even look
okay.
at the question, what does the level 4 of self-regulation state?
Okay.
Like the
Um.
major issues in
Yeah.
that level 4.
Yeah. So, like I keep saying, I try to get skills in all of them to help because it's a reference we say normal amount level four rubric. No.
Yeah.
And you would have to devise a way of getting it. And for
Yeah.
me, my biggest skill has been the fact that I have to be feedback
Okay.
in the students work, the students planning their own work, the criteria and all that. But the most
Mm-hmm.
important thing is the students getting a sort of feedback for for it. And
Okay.
so the feedback will be my cue for the
Okay.
level four rubric. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, and then yeah, feedback every
Mm.
cue.
And
I will have them go
self-regulation,
through.
we also need to look at the activity being a long term under level
Yeah,
4.
long term. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. They have to be. And then students must have as part of the aim, students must have a way that they are planning their own work,
Work.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
interference and then also.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so that is the key for me.
Okay. So let's go through it and let's see if we can pick the two answers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I should read the answers.
Oh, David, I'm
Okay.
going to. I'm looking at the first one, at the first option,
Okay. They provide feedback through the 4 week
and
period.
report a review week before the project deadline.
Okay.
That's for me the first one.
Okay.
So one more. Um, third, make sure third one. So
Third one. Okay.
uh,
So students are randomly assigned into teams of three. Okay. So let's see.
and students track task completion by updating the OneNote document and submitting it each week to the educator.
Educator. So there is feedback there. Okay. Okay. So let's see.
Yeah, sure. Say, you will agree. Genetics will agree with that.
You
I
see.
can back up last one. No? Because
Students can choose to
I
work
just
in
looked
teams
at
of
the
and
yeah.
assign tasks equally among members.
Yeah, then I think the key is the task progress to be tracked.
That is it on an
So
Excel
then if there is
worksheet.
a sort of tracking, yeah, the sort of tracking is a sort of feedback
Yeah, that is
because
it.
you can always track when you provide a me who yeah na me who say yeah that is
Hmm.
the
Okay.
task yeah.
Okay. No problem. Let's move on. Question
You keep
15.
learning.
Yeah. You
Uh,
teach a senior
uh,
level high school horticulture course. Your students are recently certified by the county as master gardeners. Your students have requested to help the local community by offering their expertise to beginning gardeners. They divide themselves into teams of six and distribute flyers advertising their free consulting services. You establish learning goals for your students and provide them with a rubric for grading their work at the end of the semester. Which two learning activities provide an opportunity for self-regulation at the level 4?
so is
Choose
this a
two.
repetition of the last question, Anna?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's in line with
sort of.
level 4.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
1, you require the student to use ICT in their consulting services. 2, the
that
student
should be a
teams
catch.
the student teams schedule meetings with the teachers of other subjects and request interdisciplinary support. Students design their consulting tasks to be interdependent. When beginning gardeners make contact, the student distribute their consulting services among the teams and the teams delegate work equally to their members. You meet with each student team regularly to follow their progress and provide suggestions for improvement.
So I'm looking at the last two.
The last 2, okay.
I'm looking at the last two.
Okay. Okay, so that's perfect. Mm. Then which statement is required at level 4 of the 21st century learning designed for self-regulation rubric? So students must have the opportunity to do what? To grade themselves, skip assignments, revise their work based on reliable feedback.
I think revise your work based on reliable feedback.
Okay. A fundamental requirement of the main activity is to have is it long-term
Long term,
ICT? Okay.
I'm looking at
Then
long term learning goals.
goals. Okay. During the learning activity,
Of course, students would have to plan their own work.
okay. Sharp.
Sharp, grind.
So yeah, one final one channel. Okay. A local veterinary clinic has announced a discount pay and neuter clinic to be held for dogs and cats next month. One of the veterinarians who works at the clinic has asked if your student could help advertise the clinic to the local community. So you assign your pre-veterinary class the task of developing a marketing and education strategy that promotes the upcoming clinic. The goal is for students to create materials that can be used by the clinic to educate pet owners on the benefit of spaying and neutering. You will grade the students' materials based on a rubric you've created. Which level of the 21st century rubric for real-world problem solving and innovation has this learning activity needs?
Well, the learning activity main requirement is problem solving.
Yes,
The real world problem, but I'm looking at the innovation aspect.
yes, okay,
I see that the pre-veterinary class, the site is developing a marketing education strategy that promotes the upcoming clinic.
yeah,
And if developing falls under creation, then it will be rubric 4. But
okay,
as in, if developing falls under innovation, but if it doesn't fall, then it is rubric 3. So,
okay,
which I have not yet established that, because I saw one question, creation, there's I'm not sure creation, which fell under innovation.
okay,
But then, I don't know, maybe I'll still go for 4.
okay. So the fourth looks at
That is a Q. That
the
is a Q that
requirement,
I'm
yeah, and
yeah,
students do innovate and they are required to implement their ideas in the real world or to communicate their ideas
yeah,
to someone outside the academic context who can implement them. Okay. Because when
yeah.
they are
So
doing
because
it
the
outside the academic
local
context.
community, yeah, and it's for the local community.
Yeah. Okay. They do innovate. This level 3 they don't. Okay.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that makes sense. So after this question, I'll begin get to understand.
yeah. Okay.
And it means the word develop falls under innovation too.
Innovation. That is it.
See, sometimes who create, who develop, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The exam is not that tough, but you just have to be smart and quick.
Have to quickly,
Quickly select the answer.
you better try. You better one with retake. You better try.
The MC,
And so far, I will do it.
it comes with one
I
shot.
am senior once.
One.
So you have to pass once and for all.
And yes, you have to pay another amount to raise it.
That's 10% I prepare very well before.
But I'll send an email and request if
Mm-hmm.
it will be possible for us to get one with a retake. I'll send an
Oh,
email
okay.
now.
You go with my sound.
I'll just request if it is possible. They will let me know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
And I said, well, just we'll prepare
Yeah.
taking watching for yeah. Okay.
Okay. This one is also real world problem solving. Okay. So match
Mm-hmm.
the 21st rubric on the with the learning activity. Okay. So students in a cooking class follow a recipe to create a new dessert. So the rubric one.
Um.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that it's not problem solving, and
Mm,
then since they are going through a recipe, which is lay down procedures,
mhm.
students use a previously learned answer or procedure, and a recipe is a procedure. We go
Okay.
for rubric one. We go
Okay.
for rubric one.
Okay. Then you create a game for your class of mathematics students by providing them with six mind bender problems to solve. The first student to solve the mind bender wins a prize.
Yeah, I'll go for two. The main requirement is problem solving, but the problem is not a real world problem. Okay, so
Okay.
the game is not a real world problem. So I think two is fine.
Okay. Then students in a computer repair class learn to diagnose and replace failed components in a lab environment.
Yeah, so in the real world, there can still be field components in a lab environment. So I'll go for three because it's problem solving and it's a real world problem. But
Okay.
since they are repairing and learning to diagnose, I don't see innovation.
Okay.
Imagine, no, I don't see
Okay.
innovation here.
Okay.
Yeah, because the class learns to diagnose and replace. So
Okay. So you're not
uh,
creating any new thing. You are just
yeah. Oh, diagnosis like I'm trying to get to know the problem and
um,
innovative behavior. Like,
okay. The students in an architecture course volunteer to provide mini house designs for a local home for the homeless charity. Each student is provided minimum specification and maximum size dimension, but expected to augment the design with their own creative ideas.
yeah. So the catchword here is the augmentation.
Okay.
Okay. It fits into level four.
Level four. Okay.
Yeah. Because of time now, sometimes you just go through to see if you get a catchy word.
That is it.
Then you may beat it up. But sometimes it could be very confusing.
Yeah.
Especially you are working with time feeding, but we'll be going through our time, you're very perfect.
Oh yeah. I think the exam is it 60 minutes? Maybe later I have to look
And
for.
then the questions are 50, right?
I'll let me check it. I'll check and
Okay.
get the link onto the WhatsApp page group.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm. So for each of the following scenarios, select yes if the learning activity facilitates real world problem solving, and no if otherwise. Okay. So
Okay.
your school
Okay.
district just announced plans to construct a new playground at one of the elementary schools. Your pre-engineering class has been approved to design the plan.
Yeah, it's real world.
Okay.
Because the school district, yeah. So it's happening in the school district, and the pre-engineering class are supposed to design. So then it's a real world problem. And
Okay.
yeah, fiction. Yeah.
Okay. So an educator provides students with a rubric for grading their end of term projects and allows them to do peer evaluation.
This is a classroom work.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I see it as a classroom work. It's not real world
Okay.
problem. And then yeah,
The students
in
in a
peer
cooking,
evaluation, there's no innovation in peer evaluation. Yeah.
yeah, because they've been provided with a grading system.
Grading a normal day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's another catch. Okay.
yeah,
Okay. I think the message be viewer. So
uh-huh.
sometimes when you look at you even say it's a sort of grading there needs some criteria has been set.
That is it.
There's no
Them to
innovation.
follow.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
Then students in a cooking class are provided a tray of ingredients and instructed to create an entry to be eaten and judged by their peers.
Yeah. This
Then
question, this answer is a bit tricky, but then I realized they were not giving a recipe. And
yes,
so if they are
then
just giving ingredients, then
ingredients.
it's creation.
Yeah,
It's
you
being
have to.
creative. Creative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No guideline. Yeah.
Then
Oh, this is very
students.
interesting.
Yeah. Students are instructed to trade papers and score each other's quiz results.
Uh-huh. This is very tricky, but I'll still pick no.
Because if you are trading to mark, you are not solving any problem.
And
Okay, let's
normally
see.
trading to mark and a crowd, the answers are on the board for you to
So yeah, for you to just look and mark, you
look at
don't
mark.
you don't have to think.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
students in
Wow.
your
I'm enjoying this. Yeah.
students in your website development course are learning basic website design concepts. Which
Mm-hmm.
strategy requires students to problem solve, innovate, and apply a solution that benefits a real world audience?
Mm-hmm.
Students work
So
in small. Mhm.
okay.
Okay, go.
Okay. So you can go through because other people watch too.
Okay, students work
So
in
we
small
need to be
groups.
fair. Yeah.
Students work in small groups to brainstorm ideas for a website and present the design to their classmates. Students design a website of their own choice and submit it to the teacher for grading. A group of students wants to redesign the school website and have asked you to lobby their request to the school administration. The student designed a website for a local charity to raise money for children needing special medical equipment.
Yeah. So I'll pick the last one because there is problem solving, there is innovation,
Mm-hmm.
and then the solution is definitely going to benefit the
The real world. Okay.
yeah, the real world. There's also plenty. Yeah.
Okay. Sharp.
The real more I like geometry. They are green. It's very encouraging.
Yeah. Oh, that one there.
Color green, that like the way they are just it's very encouraging.
Very
Red is also the most of them.
I didn't think we
Okay.
Okay, so let's look at this one. This one is on ICT for learning.
Yeah, sure.
So
One of my favorites anyway.
students use tutorial software to learn keyboarding skills. So if you quickly go
Yeah,
through level
yes,
1 to 5,
yes. Yeah. So then you know that rubric 2 talks about students' ability to practice basic skills to reproduce information.
okay, okay. So this is for rubric 2. Okay, so level 2 is here. Then students write a report using Microsoft Word.
I'll go for 3.
Okay, so the report can actually be written on paper and sent. Okay, so support construction, but they could construct the same knowledge without using
Without
ICT.
using the ICT. Yeah.
And students research a current political event using the internet and watching news broadcasts.
I'll go for 4.
Okay, students use ICT to support knowledge construction, and the
And the
ICT is
ICT is required
required
in
for
construction.
present day.
Yeah,
Okay,
because you can't manually do the event is using the internet, and that
that
gives
is
you a
it.
broader view.
Mm,
That gives you a broader view as compared to say that you not use the event without the internet.
okay, uh, so you're on point.
So,
So this question requires that you evaluate the underlying text to determine if it is correct. Your
right.
students are working on an art project that requires each student to perform the following tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So capture a digital photograph of a mammal, a fish, and a bird. Use these images to produce a watercolor collage. In order to meet level 5 of the use of ICT for our 21st century learning design, the project could be modified so students create the collage using clay instead of watercolors. So review the underlying text. If it makes the statement correct, select no changes needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. So
Okay, so
mhm,
the first thing that comes into our mind is the ICT.
Yes.
and the pictures have been captured, so then it's in digital format. So then if it's a captured picture or a photo, then the best thing you can do to it is to edit it to suit the watercolor you set. So I'll go for the
Okay.
last one.
The last one. Okay. So that would also require that you have some PowerPoint skills
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
part of the student, Charlie. ICT there.
Mm-hmm.
When here.
Yeah, yeah, Charlie, IT is everything now.
But most of the schools, teachers always find reasons why it won't work. And I mean,
Why
oh,
what won't work?
normally when you try to be innovative, when you try to bring IT into most of the things that you do at the school,
Yeah,
then they try to give
yeah,
reasons. And I school no cry any computers. I didn't know hire such
yeah,
comments.
yeah, yeah.
Sad.
People are not really affiliated to IT.
Yeah.
So looking at this COVID-19, the time is going to come.
Oh yeah, you
If you
have
are
to.
not IT oriented, getting a job will be difficult for you
Yeah,
because you can't adapt. You can't adapt. Okay.
that is it. Okay. So for each of the following scenarios, select yes if the learning activity facilitates students' use of ICT according to the 21 CLD. So
Okay.
students use PowerPoint to create a presentation about the life cycle of the honeybee. Yes or
I'll say
no?
yes.
Okay.
I'll say yes.
Students read an article about how Microsoft Office is increasing productivity of small businesses worldwide.
I'll say no.
Okay. Then student analyze ticket sales of their various high school sports display. And okay, student analyze ticket sales of their various high school sports and display the results in a pie chart using Excel.
I'll say yes. This
Okay.
PowerPoint is the extra has to be there.
Yeah, that is it. Okay. Okay. Which two learning activities fulfill student learning outcomes according to use of ICT? Choose two. So students in a
Okay.
computer science class use Minecraft to apply simple game design concepts. Social studies
Okay.
students create a poll about an upcoming election and store the information collected in a Microsoft Access database. Students
Okay.
use Skype to ask a parent for a ride home from school. Then students in a physical education class play Microsoft Golf when the weather won't allow the class to go outside. Then we have the high school aviation class create a GoFundMe page so they can purchase an airplane.
Okay. So one tricky thing about this is if you don't know the level five of the ICT rubric, that actually fulfills the whole 21 CLD students use for the
Yeah,
ICT rubric. You might go for any of the ones that you still have is associated with ICT.
ICT.
But
Okay.
then, so if we base on level five, we go
Mm-hmm.
for the first two because there has to be a creation of an authenticated product from ICT.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So the last three does not.
yeah,
Okay. So once you use it, you need to create something out of it. Yeah.
yeah.
Then for each of the following scenarios, select yes if the ICT resource helps resolve logistical challenges of reaching the
Okay,
desired educational outcome. Otherwise,
okay,
select no. So there are not enough computers in your classroom for students to have one-to-one devices. So you pay the students and have them share.
I'll say yes.
As students in a New York school use teleconferencing to visit the Mona Lisa exhibit at the Louvre Museum in Paris, France, and ask questions of the tour guide.
I'll say yes.
Okay. You acquire a set of USB drives for students to use for submitting homework assignments.
I don't see that as an ICT.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you acquire a flight simulator to safely teach your aviation student the basic skills of flying a small craft.
I'll say yes.
Okay, so let's see how it goes. Mhm.
Okay, I understand the first one,
Okay.
but the yes, I understand the first one. There are times that I've seen similar questions where they agreed for sharing, but then
Okay.
the main queue is not a one-to-one device.
Okay.
So if if there are not enough computers in your classroom for students to have one-on-one devices, parent might not give you the final outcome, especially if they have to produce. But then I was looking at a bit of collaboration and all that. So
Oh,
Matthias,
okay. Okay.
Matthias.
Because in reaching the desired educational outcome, some of the students might even bully the others who are timid when
So
it
so
comes
you
to
have to think about digital citizenship and all that too.
that is it.
Matthias, honestly.
And those without the skill set, so to me and contribute. They'll just
Because
leave it for
one might
yes.
hijack the whole system and
Uh-huh.
all that.
That is it. Okay. So you want to teach your chemistry student about violent reactions that can occur when specific compounds are mixed with a catalyst, but the reactions are too dangerous for students to perform. Select the best ICT resource to help resolve or manage the logistical challenges of reaching the desired educational outcome.
Okay.
So one, you demonstrate the reactions from the front of the class and require all of the students to wear safety goggles and protective clothing. You show your student video clips of the violent reactions. You assign your student a series of journal articles to read about these dangerous reactions. Then you use a PowerPoint presentation to explain the reactions to your students.
So I think I'm showing students video clips is appropriate.
Okay,
Showing students video clips of the violent reactions. Yeah.
so it's appropriate. Okay, sharp. Okay, so the question requires that you evaluate the underlying text to determine if it is correct. So you work in an elementary school with the following ICT resources: three portable cards with enough tablet computers for one-to-one student to use, six document cameras, six digital cameras, a DVD player connected to a large DVD monitor in every classroom, desktop computer and projector in each classroom, side license of Microsoft 365. Your class of 11 to 12-year-old students have been studying butterflies. You assign them to collect specimens over the weekend and bring them to class to share and discuss. According to 21 CLD use of ICT to be an effective educator, the best resource or resources to support your educational outcome will be to take photos of the student specimens and put them into a PowerPoint presentation. Review the underlying text. If it makes the statement correct, select no changes needed. If the statement is incorrect, select the answer choice that makes the statement correct. So one is
Okay.
no changes needed. Two, connect the document camera to the projector to display each butterfly. Photograph the butterflies with the digital cameras and connect them to projector for display. Have the student photograph each butterfly with a tablet, then use the tablet to enlarge the butterflies for discussion.
Okay.
So
So
you've been given these
what?
resources.
Okay. So I don't know why I'm getting confused, but then because they are young, 11 to
Uh-huh.
12 years, definitely they can't take the photograph themselves.
Okay.
That's what I'm feeling. Okay. So
Eleven
I'll
to
go for
12
the
years.
third one.
Okay. Photograph the butterflies with a digital camera and connect them to the projector for display. Because 11 to 12 years, they can. Oh.
They can
Because
uh,
at the age of let's say 7, 8, if you give
okay,
a
okay, yeah,
phone
yeah.
to
Okay, depending on the 11, who confirm your sister 11 to 12.
11 to 12, they were in it. At JHS 1,
Yeah.
JHS 2. Wait to make a
Okay, that
picture.
one. Okay, that is true. That is
Hmm.
true. I'll go for the third one.
The third one. Okay.
Okay, but connect the document camera to the photograph display. Yes, I'll go for the third one. Even though say I am the second one, but I'll go for the third one.
Go for the third one. Still on the third. Okay.
Mm,
Let's see.
let's see.
See. Connect the document
It's
camera to
actually
the
no, yeah. I understand
display.
why. I
I was looking at the resources available here. We have a document camera. I don't know if you have an idea of, let's see, document camera. It's more or less like a USB microscope. So these are samples of document cameras.
The document cameras.
Okay. Okay. This one enlarge,
Oh, okay.
So these are samples of it.
It makes a lot of sense. Now, I mean, who document camera?
Oh, okay. So this is let's see.
But I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes a picture of the document and then
you project it.
Connected to a projector, just project it.
And that is it.
Okay.
Then we have, I think we have USB microscope for biology.
Oh, okay.
Microscope. Let me see. So that they don't crowd around the physical microscope to have a look at whatever is happening
so you
there.
can project it, whatever thing you are doing.
That is it, so that everybody sees
more
it.
Advanced.
By Ghana, there you get there small.
This is more advanced. Wow. Microscope. Wow.
Then you teach creative writing to a class of 15 to 16-year-old students. You've been studying poetry and the structure of stanzas. You want to share some of the students' work with the class. The poems were handwritten on paper. So how to be an effective educator with the use of ICT, which resource or resources would best support your educational outcome. So they've done the handwriting. They've written it on paper. So microphone connected to a loudspeaker, PowerPoint presentation, and a projector, document camera connected to a projector, and Microsoft Word.
Yeah, so definitely document camera connected to a projector because the document is handwritten.
Okay. So if document camera is not available, then we have to improvise and use our phone to take pictures of it and project it using a projector.
Yeah.
And after we have software on Android where you can just take pictures and it scans it automatically. So these are ways we can look at. Yeah. Okay. You're a physical education teacher with a class of 40 students. You have divided the class into teams to learn a specific sport. The physical education department has 4 digital cameras, 8 video cameras, and 4 laptop computers. You have created a series of activities that teach popular strategies executed during play of the sport. One of the activities requires each team to demonstrate their mastery of the strategies so the entire class can discuss and critique. According to 21 CLD use of ICT to be an effective educator, which pedagogical approach using ICT resources would best meet the educational outcome? By the conclusion of the activity series, have each team perform a self-evaluation using an online survey. Randomize the activities so the teams can use the laptop computers at different times. Instruct the teams to photograph their skill demonstration and post them onto the school blog for critique. Instruct the teams to video record their demonstration so they can be shown to the entire class.
So I think instructing the teams to video record their demonstrations will be more effective.
To video record their demonstration and show it to the entire class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we have 40 students here. We have 8. They
so they are less resources.
Yeah. So they can share. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's click on next and see. Okay. So that's it.
All right.
Okay. So you teach a class of 20 students ages 11 to 12 years old. You have access to a filled cart containing 12 laptop computers that you share with another classroom. You have a desktop computer and a projector in your classroom. You are teaching a unit about trees and want the student to understand how different species of trees grow over time. You will provide the student with photographs of trees. Inusa Haruna is joining. You are
Oh,
teaching.
okay.
Yeah, Inusa, welcome. Hello, Inusa. I think, okay, you'll soon hear us. Okay, so you teach a class of 20 students ages 11 to 12 years old. You have access to a field card containing 12 laptop computers that you share with another classroom. You have a desktop computer and a projector in your classroom. You are teaching a unit about trees and want the student to understand how different species of trees grow over time. You will provide a student with photographs of trees and tables of data. The student must
Okay.
use this information to produce charts in Microsoft Excel and share their findings with the class using PowerPoint. So in becoming an effective educator with regards to ICT, how are you going to achieve this educational outcome? So one, divide a class into 10 pairs of students. Assign each pair to work collaboratively to create the chart and presentation. The next one is create a rotation schedule for the other classroom so you can use the computers. Assign every student a turn on a computer to produce their own chart and presentation. The next one, divide a project into a series of tasks. Allocate each task to a different student. Assign all of the students to create their own chart and presentation. Then divide a class into 10 pairs. Assign each student to create their own chart and presentation.
Okay, so I'll go for the third one.
The third one,
Yeah.
so we divide the project into a series of tasks, allocate each task to a different student, assign all of the students to create their own.
Yeah.
Let me, Inusa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I'll need your contribution as well. So what do you make of this particular question?
Wow, I just came back, so let me just read through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll give you 2 minutes to go through that. You give us
All right.
your. Inusa, you're still waiting.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I just finished it, didn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think
We can't hear you, Inusa. Hello.
um,
So which of the options will you go for?
um, I'll go for the option 1.
Divide a class into 10 pairs of students.
10 pairs of students assign each pair to a collaborative to create the charts and presentations.
Okay. Then Sir Ben is also saying we should go for the third one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm predicting the third one.
Until a series of tasks. Okay, let's look at a question. Each class, you're teaching a unit about trees and wants them to understand how different species of trees grow over time. With photographs, okay. To producers and share their findings with a class using PowerPoint. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that is also a catch.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that if they would have to share their findings with the class using PowerPoint, then they could probably maybe each of them have been given something to do.
Okay.
That is that is my thinking. So like the other gentleman said, Inusa, one looks correct. Yeah, Inusa. Oh, yeah. The first one makes a lot of sense, but then once again, I'm looking at the question, producing charts in Microsoft Excel and sharing your findings the class using PowerPoint. And okay, let's see. Maybe the answer will give us more.
Okay.
For me, I'm looking at it from the point the number of laptops they have as a class.
Okay.
But they've got 12 laptops. Okay, they've got 12 laptops. They need to use the laptops to work. So in dividing the class into 10 pairs of students, each one can have access to a computer. Maybe any time they move into the lab or they move to use the computer, each of them can have access to the computer. Maybe at a time that they are supposed to, or they are given the chance to visit the computer lab.
Okay.
So that they can now work together to create their charts using their computers.
Okay.
So that's why I'm going for that particular option.
Okay. So let's go for the first one. I think the explanation also makes sense.
Then let's see what happens after this. Okay.
Go to mommy.
You see, so you divide the class into 10 pairs of students, assign each pair to work collaboratively to create the chart and presentation. Because these we have 20 students. Then if we assign 2 to each, at least we have 2 more laptops on the side, which will be spare. So while others are working, another person can be working on the PowerPoint presentation. Then they take turns. Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So Inisa 1, Ben 0. So you teach at State College that uses Office 365. Your administration is encouraging staff collaboration. You are a member of the Student Retention Committee that consists of 2 instructors from each of the college satellite campuses. Your committee must meet monthly. The chairperson of your committee has recommended the committee become familiar with the use of Microsoft Teams. According to 21 CLDs of ICT to be an effective educator, which 2 statements describe how Microsoft Teams would be an appropriate ICT resource to support your professional development goals? Choose 2. 1 gives you a view of your scheduling meetings, the subject, and a list of other persons who will be attending. Provides a tool for building surveys. Provides a project timeline review. Then allows you to chat with members via text, voice conversations, or a video meeting. I don't know if maybe we've experienced Microsoft Teams before.
Okay, I haven't experienced, but then looking at the question, I would go for the first and the last. The reason being that, especially if it's going to be once a month so that your committee must meet monthly. So then there has to be scheduled meetings because it's monthly. So of course, it has to be scheduled. And then you can see the list of people who will be attending. And then the chatting with members and via text, voice conversation, or video meeting also to me makes sense because the how do we call it? The committee that the Microsoft whatever is remote, right? I'm just looking at the communication via video meetings, voice conversations, and text. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Inisa, what say you?
Yeah, what he's saying, I think I'll buy into that because first of all, you need to have a scheduled meeting. You should know when you are meeting because you are supposed to be meeting 3 times, a meeting every month. Okay, that's how it is. And sometimes you need to, and the question is about how to use ICT resources. So how do you communicate sometimes via text? We use ICT resources to communicate via text. Sometimes voice conversation will be direct call, and sometimes we need to do some video calling and to do other things. So I think I also go for that option. Option 1 and the last option.
Okay, so maybe after this particular discussion, let's all try and get Microsoft Teams on our devices. Then we test it out to see how it's
an application.
Yeah, it's an application. And
Microsoft
I use that.
Team. Okay.
Yeah, I use that to attend a webinar with Certified Canada, and it was very nice. Yeah, so maybe we have to try it for you to see how it works.
All right, we'll try it out.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay. Good. So a famous children's author is coming to lecture at your local public library. Because of your seniority, you and 2 other teachers have been granted substitute teachers for the afternoon so you can attend the presentation. Many teachers at your school also want to attend the presentation, but the school administration cannot provide substitute teachers for everyone. So according to 21 CLD use of ICT to be an effective educator, which statement will be an appropriate use of an ICT resource to extend this professional development opportunity to the benefit of the other teachers? 1. Take photographs, create a summary presentation, and add annotations to the photographs. Share your summary presentation with the other teachers. Obtain permission to video record the author's presentation. Share the recording with the other teachers. Ask the author to stay in town an extra day to visit the school and repeat the presentation to the other teachers. And take notes during the author's presentation and email the notes to the other teachers.
I want Inisa to go first.
Okay, Inisa.
All right, okay, I'll go first. I think with this, I'll go for option 3. Ask the author. No, sorry, not option 3. Sorry.
Okay.
But rather option 2. Option 2. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Option 2, which is obtain permission to video record the author's presentation, share the recording. So they can also have like something like a first. It's just so that they can have a first-hand information from the presenter himself.
Okay.
Sometimes when you take some notes and also do some other presentations on your own too, yeah, they will get a picture, but sometimes they won't feel it. Okay. But they also want to be there, so it's good to have a video of the man's presentation and present it to them to also have a look at it. So I'll go for option 2.
Okay. So, Ben, are you also maintaining? Okay.
Yeah, I agree. It has to be an ICT resource. And thinking of videos, okay, well, someone can say they can also take photographs and all that. But like Inisa said, it's going to be a presentation and the author himself is coming. So for the teachers to have a full benefit, they would have to listen and watch, especially if there were demonstrations and all that. The second one, the video recording is ideal.
Okay. So let's see. I think this one is straightforward. Okay. So you want your teenage health students to use the internet to research human development from conception to birth. However, your administration is concerned about students stumbling into websites that are inappropriate. So according to 21 CL, the use of ICT to be an effective educator, which two scenarios would best ensure internet safety and support the school's acceptable use policy while the student research this information? So 1, disconnect the computers from the network before the students use them. 2, vigilantly monitor the students' browsing as they conduct their research on the classroom laptop. 3rd, assign the students to conduct this research at home. Then 4, compile a list of safe websites to assign your student to visit and instruct the school IT technician to allow traffic to those websites for the time period of your learning activity. And the last one, assign the student to work in pairs. So which two scenarios would best ensure internet safety? Because we don't want them coming across inappropriate content.
Okay, so I'll pick one, and maybe Inusa can also pick the other one.
Okay, so you pick one.
If he agrees with my first one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll go for compiling list of safe websites to assign your students to visit and instruct the school IT technician to allow traffic to those websites for the time period of your learning activity.
Okay.
All right, then I'll add the second option: vigilantly monitor the students' browsing as they conduct their research on the classroom laptops.
Classroom laptops. Yeah. Vigilantly monitor. Okay. Okay. So let's see. And what are some of the resources you can use to monitor?
Students browsing.
Okay.
Are you talking about the students browsing?
Yes. How do you do the monitoring? As a teacher?
Well, I don't know. As in are you talking about using a software?
It can be a software, or you have to be there going through.
Be there yourself.
Be there and have an oversight. So you can just be in the class and have an oversight on each student's computer and see the site they are visiting.
Yeah. Your presence there, crowd, would limit the students. Trying access and other. Yeah. So like you said, you have to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Okay. Perfect. And there was this particular software, is it Web Blocker? I used that somewhere in 2015 at Holy Child, because I found out that most of them were interested in going on Instagram, Facebook, whenever you give them access to the lab. So at that time, I didn't have much information about server administration. So what I did was to use Web Blocker. So anytime they go, they try to type Instagram or Facebook or probably YouTube, the system will not allow them. So you have to manually go to all the computers and install that particular software.
And you add it to the probably the permissions or whatever.
That is it. How to block access to that those sites. But you need to create two accounts, one with administrative privileges and one without administrative privileges for the student. So that's how it works. Maybe later you can look at that particular software and explore. So you are a teacher at a primary school teaching a unit on digital citizenship. You are discussing a list of rules with your students about the proper use of email. So a student has asked, why is it not acceptable to use all uppercase letters in an email? So according to 21 CL, the use of ICT to be an effective educator, how should you respond? So 1, writing in all uppercase letters is equivalent to shouting. 2, uppercase letters are more difficult to read. Writing in all uppercase letters is equivalent to whispering. Tablet computers can't write in uppercase letters. So Inusa, Ben.
Yes, I think in ICT, uppercase letters simply means that you are shouting.
Send to the person, okay? Okay, so I think that is it. This one is straightforward. What is it about? Okay. So which two statements modify the learning activity so it meets level 5 of the 21 CLD rubric for collaboration? Choose two. So look at this particular question. So there is a general overview. You are an art teacher at a secondary school, and I think you meet a lot of questions of this nature in the exam.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to be very fast about it. You are an art teacher at a secondary school. You are part of a professional team of 3 educators that teach writing and science to a multidisciplinary class of 45 students. So let's see which two statements modify the learning activity. So once you see this, you just forget about the rest. Then you come quickly to learning activity.
Okay, that's a good trick.
That is it. If not, what's
normally I go through once and for all.
Yeah, sometimes I also go through. I have to move through it.
Because
I go through one, and then I need to answer the rest.
Right. Okay.
But for the rest of the questions, I don't go through. That's what I normally do.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so you can go through once and for all. Then you just focus. That's the learning activity. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Because that is where the focus is. The house one that I won't pay reading now.
Microsoft.
Which two statements modify the learning activity so it meets level 5 of the 21 CLD rubric for collaboration? So this is our learning activity. So the administration has, what is it? Okay. So the administration has scheduled the entire school to visit the local aquarium for a half-day morning field trip. Your professional teaching team has created a 3-week activity immediately following the field trip. The purpose of the 3-week activity is to study ecosystems. We have recruited the expertise of one of the aquarium biologists to support the activity. After the morning field trip, your class of 45 students will spend the remainder of the day meeting with the aquarium biologist to discuss ecosystems. During the 3 weeks following the field trip, each student will research one ecosystem of their choice and write a report about it. The student report must include an original photo and a poem produced by the student. A photo must demonstrate depth of field thought in a previous art lesson. The poem must use a limerick style taught in a previous English lesson. Hey, the aquarium biologists will be available via email during the 3-week activity to answer student questions. Each student must contact the biologist at least once per week. The aquarium biologist will briefly talk to the class for 10 minutes at the beginning of each week via a video conference link. At the end of the 3 weeks, students are grouped into teams of 3 to share their findings about the ecosystems with their group members. So, 1, which two statements modify the learning? Okay. Which two statements modify the learning activity so it meets level 5 of collaboration? Choose 2. So encourage each student to record the biologist lecture using a video camera and create a narrated commentary to accompany the video. Each video will be posted to a website to share with the class. Assign each student to create a digital booklet on the ecosystem of their choice to be shared with the class. Students are grouped into teams of 3 at the beginning of the activity. Each team is instructed to choose an ecosystem to research and report. They are to conduct the time each member contributes. Assign each student group to summarize their research in a PowerPoint presentation about one ecosystem of their choice. The presentation must include a 30-second video that is scripted, produced, and narrated by the group. Students will write questions to ask the biologists and collaborate their notes using a wiki. Student contributions are tracked by the wiki.
So I'll choose one.
Okay. So
I'm gonna choose one.
Okay, so select one and let's
see. When you look at collaboration, it talks about students working together mostly. So if you look at it, I'll go for where option 3, students are grouped into teams of 3 at the beginning of each activity. Each team is instructed to choose an ecosystem to research and report. They are to document and the time each member contributes. So
Okay.
I'll choose that option for now.
Okay. So Ben,
Okay.
the ball is in your court.
Yeah. By the way, I'm supposed to finish on the first one he chose anyway.
Okay.
So we'll have to think about collaboration. I don't know, but I'm looking at the I'm looking at the
But maybe why don't we look at the next option, so then option 4.
Option 4, assign each student group to summarize their research in a PowerPoint presentation about one ecosystem of their choice. The presentation must include a 30-second video that is scripted, produced, and narrated by the group.
It makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Yeah, there's collaboration.
There's collaboration in there.
Okay.
And yeah.
Let me go back up and click on next.
And then the students to make substantive decision together.
That is it.
So the students would have to do the presentation about one ecosystem of their choice. If it is a group that is taking a choice, then they are making substantive decisions together.
Okay. So this is just like the actual exam. So once you're able to sail through this, you don't have a problem. Okay. So apply the 2-in-1 CLD communication rubric to determine whether the learning activity meets level 4. For each of the following statements, select yes if the statement facilitates level 4 of the communication rubric. Otherwise, select no. So what falls under level 4 of the communication rubric? What are the key terms?
Okay. It has to be multimodal communication.
Oh, you've forgotten. Let me quickly bring that up. Level 4. Okay. This is about skilled communication. Okay. Skilled communication. So we have extended communication, multimodal, requires supporting evidence, and communication designed for a particular audience. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to the question. So students must use email communication during this project. Is that a yes? Is that a no? Students must conduct research and report on findings. And students are not required to address their reports to a particular audience. So based on what I just showed you, which of them would be yes and no?
I personally think the first is yes, that is no.
The first one is
yes.
Yes, okay.
No. The first 2 and the last is no, but then Inusa can can. Okay.
Inusa. Hello, Inusa.
Yeah, I'm there.
So are we going by that?
For the for the school communication, I'm talking to the last one day where students are not required to address their report to. So that one there is no.
Okay.
No, because to meet level 4, you should be able to, you should have a target audience.
Yeah.
To whom you present your final findings. So I think that will be okay.
Okay.
That will be okay.
Okay. So you see this, even though we had this particular the preamble, there wasn't any need for us to read through this. So when you are answering the questions in the exam, you need to be smart. You need not to read everything.
Okay.
You need not to read everything in the exam so that you can finish. Okay, so I think I have about a few more minutes to go. 37. So when we finish 37, then we meet again. Then we continue from there. Because I have less than 9 minutes of recording. Okay, so match the knowledge construction rubric item on the left to the activity examples on the right. To answer, drag the appropriate rubric from the column on the left to its example on the right. Each term may be used once, more than once, or not at all. So students are grouped into teams of 3 to share their findings about the ecosystem with their group members. So activity has learning goals in more than one subject, or activity does not require students to apply their knowledge in a new context. Then we have knowledge construction is interdisciplinary. Then students are required to apply knowledge in a new context.
This idea. Those are good in between to share their findings about the ecosystem of their group members. Okay, so the last one. Okay, let me take from the bottom.
The last one, okay.
The student report must include an original photo and the poem produced by the student.
Okay.
So there's going to be a report. There's going to be a photo and there's going to be a poem. So I see different contests here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which
they are required to apply knowledge. I'm thinking that students are required to apply knowledge in a new context.
Okay. Inisa.
Yeah.
Your turn. Pick one.
Is it for the same option or for?
No, a different option.
Okay, a different one. Okay. Okay, let me look at it. The report on the ecosystem must include an original photo and poem produced by the student. Yes, with this one, I see that, but well, it seems this one looks similar to the last one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks quite similar to the last one. And I think the same option will go for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Ben.
Okay, so if I agree with Inisa, each student will research one ecosystem of their choice and write a report about it. And I'm looking at sort of knowledge construction interdisciplinary here.
Okay.
Because the report must be done by each student. They would have to submit individual, make that choice and submit individual thing. So that's what I'm thinking. So.
Okay. So knowledge construction is interdisciplinary.
What is each student? Yeah.
Okay. The students are grouped into teams of 3 to share their findings about their ecosystem with their group members.
That will be the last one. So students are grouped into teams of 3 to share their findings about the ecosystem with their group members. With this one, I'm a bit skeptical about the answer I'm going for.
Okay, so I don't know, but students are grouped into teams of 3 to share their findings about their ecosystem. Then it means that they were given a sort of goal to do that. I'm just looking at that.
Okay.
But yeah, so
so activity has learning goals in more than one subject.
That's what I'm thinking. But I'm a bit skeptical too. But that's what I'm thinking.
But I was still thinking of going for the activity that does not require students to apply their knowledge in the new context. For that particular, that's
okay.
About it. So, but that's what I think.
Yeah. It could also be true. Students are going to teams of 3 and then they are finding about the ecosystem with their group members.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not a new concept. It's still about the ecosystem.
Okay.
Unlike the original photo and poem, where that is a different concept. So that also could be true.
Okay, so let's see. This is question 37. We have 10 more to go. So we got all of these right. Yes, 1, 2, 3. 83. So students are grouped into teams of 3 to share their findings about the ecosystem with their group members. So students are required to apply knowledge in a new context. Then the report in a new context.
This is tricky.
Yeah, I think we have to take our time to analyze this, but the time is running out. The time is running out. So in the next meeting, we look at it again. Then we will continue from there.
Okay.
Fine. So I'm going to end the meeting. Okay. So let's leave the meeting then. I'll end it. Okay. So thanks for the time. Yeah. So see you in the next meeting.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.